I'm Nathan Skipper with Montgomery Technology Incorporated, and this is session 8 of the MTI Control System Technician Training course. And we've been covering the intercom termination and intercom hardware for the MTI control system. And in this presentation, or in this session, we're going to cover the 81229 board, which is the dual path intercom termination board. The dual path intercom termination board has a number of features that are familiar to anyone who has dealt with any type of termination board on the MTI control system. All boards have the same behavior, having 16 single speaker inputs to the intercom system. The unique thing about the dual path intercom board is that it provides a dual channel audio bus so that you can address two different intercoms from two different amps on the same board, allowing you to have a hierarchical control of the audio bus for that particular set of intercoms. As with the 81129, this board supports 25-volt line audio devices, and we recommend using the same types of wiring, West Pin number 357 for the intercom staff stations, and number 292 for the paging speakers and audio bus. As far as ports and connections go on this device, you've got the data loop terminals. You'll notice there are two data loop terminals because there are two different audio channels on this board. You have the data loop A terminations in and out on the right hand side of the board on figure 0801, and you have the data loop channel B on the left hand side. Along with that, you also have the I/O card or decoder slots A and B as shown there, and then the address switching for channels A and B. You have the speaker bus to the amps, and we'll talk about in the next slide how that's wired up. You have the staff station speakers as well. With respect to the connections, we've already addressed how you would wire up the data loop, so we're not going to cover that, but we'll look at the staff station hookup and the speaker bus hookup. For the staff stations, just like with your 81129, you have the same audio 1 and 2, or audio plus and minus, your call in plus and your call in minus, and then your shield at the very end there. Remember, the shield should be connected at the termination board but left unconnected, cut back and taped off at the field side. And then for the audio bus to your amps, you have two different connections for two different amplifiers, or two different connections within the same terminal for two different amplifiers. You have audio A, one in plus and minus, and audio B plus and minus, and then the shared shield for both of those amps. That is the last terminal there. The board addressing is the same as with all other MTI boards. You have the 00 through 17 and so on represented there. And remember, for this board particularly though, those addresses are separate depending on which dip switch or which channel dip switches you're using. So you have two channels, A and B, that you'll need to consider for this board.